Hi students, today we will discuss about Rutherford's gold foil experiment and the atomic model proposed by Rutherford, that is Rutherford's atomic model. Rutherford's gold foil experiment is a very famous and important experiment conducted by Rutherford in order to make the structure of atom clear. That means how the positive and negative charges, that is electrons and protons, are situated inside an atom. That is what is the actual structure of atom. So first of all, let's have a look at the experimental setup which he used in order to conduct the experiment. He used alpha particles. That is, what are alpha particles? Alpha particles are helium nucleus. Helium nucleus. We know that there are 2 electrons in a helium atom. If we remove all those 2 electrons, we will left only with the nucleus. So it will be He2 positive. So alpha particles are nothing but the helium nucleus. The mass is 4 and the charge is plus 2. That means alpha particle is a heavy in mass and with a positive charge. It's a heavily positively charged particle. He used a gold foil, a very thin foil of gold, and a fluorescent screen. What he did, he bombarded the beam of alpha particle on gold foil and allowed them to collide with the fluorescent screen present behind the foil. And he observed actually the point of collision. Whenever electron collide with the screen, with the fluorescent screen, it produces some lightning. So he could observe the point at which the electron collided using the screen. So again, what he did, he bombarded the beam of alpha particle on the screen, on the gold foil, and allowed those particles to collide with the screen present behind the gold foil. During this experiment, what did he observe? That most of the alpha particles passed through the gold foil straight without any deflection. They just came and passed straight through the gold foil without deviating and diverting from their path. But some of the particles just deviated from their path. They came straight, and then rather than going straight to the screen, they just changed their path. They got deviated from their path by a very small angle. And a very small number of particles just rebounded. They just came back after colliding with the screen in the same direction from where they came. Again, most of the alpha particles passed through the gold foil without deviating. They just passed straight. Some particles, like these blue ones, some particles got deviated from their path, while very small number of particles rebounded after colliding with the screen. That means they went in the same direction from where they came. This was the experimental observation. Now, what were the conclusions of this experiment? Most of the alpha particles passed straight through the gold foil. That means most of the space in an atom is empty. There is nothing inside that space to stop an alpha particle or to interrupt the movement of alpha particles, so it went straight. Most of the alpha particles went straight without deviating from their path. That means most of the space of an atom is empty. While some particles got deviated from their path. Now what is the meaning of this thing? If the alpha particle is getting deviated from its path, that means there is something present which is repelling the alpha particle. That's why it is, rather than going straight, deviating from its path, something present which is repelling the alpha particle. Now alpha particle is positively charged, so that thing which is repelling alpha particle should also be positively charged, because positive repels. So this means that there is something positively small present in the center of atom. Oh, now very small number of particles rebounded. That means they just collided and they came back in the same direction. That means this can be explained because the alpha particle was collided head-on. There was head-on collision between that positively of the atom and the alpha particle. That's why it came back. This observation and conclusion means most of the space is empty in the atom, and there is something positively charged present in very small area, because the number of particles which deviated was very small, so the size of that positively charged area present in the atom should also be very small. Most of the part is empty and there is something positively charged, very small thing present in the center of atom. Using this experiment, Rutherford proposed a model for atom, which is known as Rutherford's atomic model. Now, according to him, there is an atom a very small area at the center of atom is positively charged, and this was known as nucleus, and this was the discovery of nucleus by Rutherford. This small positively charged particle or area which is present at the center of nucleus, at the center of atom, is known as nucleus. Now what happened during this experiment, you can see here that nucleus is very small and present at the center of atom, while most of the area is empty. So most of the particles, the blue lines, most of the particles went straight through this empty area, while some of the particles which were near to the nucleus deviated their path due to repulsion from the nucleus, while that particle which collided with the nucleus head on came back into the same direction. So this was the justification of experiment. Now, what was the model proposed by Rutherford on the basis of this experiment? That in an atom, entire mass, that is the total mass, and the positive charge is concentrated in very small area at the center of atom known as nucleus. Second one was negatively charged electrons. Electrons are negatively charged, revolve around the nucleus. This is nucleus is present at center. This is nucleus, and electrons revolve around the nucleus in orbit, just like planets revolve around sun in our universe, in our galaxy. Just in the same way, electron revolves around the nucleus in the fixed orbits. Negatively charged electrons revolve around the nucleus. Most of the space between atom and nucleus is empty, as you can see from here. Most of the space is empty, there is nothing. And electrons and nucleus is positively charged, electron is negatively charged, they are held together by electrostatic attraction. So this was the model of Rutherford, according to which there is a very small positively charged region present at the center of atom, which is known as nucleus, and almost entire mass of the atom is concentrated at nucleus, while electrons revolve around the nucleus in their fixed orbit, and electrons and nucleus are held together by strong electrostatic forces. So this was the experiment, the atomic model proposed by Rutherford, which was also supported by his experiment, the gold foil experiment. But there were some demerits in this model. It failed to explain something, some phenomena of atoms, just like stability of atom. Now, again, let's have a look what was. Let me remove this one and let us recall that what was the structure of atom proposed by the Rutherford. According to the Rutherford model, nucleus, which is positively charged, is present in the center, and electrons revolve around nucleus in the fixed circular orbit. Now, According to Clerk Maxwell theory of electrodynamics, whenever a charged particle moves under acceleration, it emits radiations. It emits energy in the form of radiation. A particle, an electron, is moving in circular orbit. Circular path means electron is, first of all, electron is negatively charged. It is a charged particle. Further, it is moving in a circular path. That means it is under continuous acceleration. It is continuously changing direction. That means it is continuously under acceleration. So, according to the theory of electrodynamics proposed by Clerk Maxwell, a charged particle which is moving under acceleration continuously will lose energy in the form of radiation. It will emit radiations. Now, if the electron which is moving around the nucleus loses energy in the form of radiation, that it is emitting continuously radiation, that means its energy is reducing continuously, and if the energy is reducing, that means the radius of the electron around the nucleus will also keep on decreasing, and eventually the electron will collide with the nucleus, and when the electron will collide with the nucleus, there will be destruction of the atom. That means atom is not stable, but it is not so. Atoms are stable. So this was a demerit of Rutherford's model, that it was unable to explain this thing, that if it is so, if electrons move around the nucleus in fixed orbit, that means they are under continuous acceleration, they are losing their energy in the form of radiations, and if they are losing their energy in the form of radiation, thus the radius of orbit will keep on decreasing, and eventually the electron will collide with the nucleus and atom will get destructed. So the Rutherford's model was unable to explain the stability of atom. This was the first failure. And the second thing is also related with this. There is something called atomic spectra. We will discuss about this in detail in later videos. But what is atomic spectra? Atomic spectra is a series of lines of different wavelengths, a series of lines of radiation of different wavelengths which are emitted by electrons of atom. Now, if electron is under continuous acceleration and it is continuously emitting the radiations, so the atomic spectra should be a straight line, it should be continuous, it should not be like this. These different lines represent the radiations of different wavelength and frequency. That means electron is not radiating the continuous radiations, but it is radiating the radiations of different wavelength and frequency. That means these radiations which are emitted from the atom are not continuous, and that's why the spectrum is not continuous. This continuous spectrum was also not explained by the Rutherford's experiment or the Rutherford's atomic model. These were the two demerits of Rutherford's model. First was it was unable to explain the stability of atoms. Secondly, it was unable to explain the atomic spectrum. And the third one was it didn't tell anything about the electronic configuration. Means we know that a positive charge is present in the nucleus, and the negative charge, that is electrons, are moving around the nucleus in their orbits. Then how many electrons are present in which orbit, or whether all the electrons are present in same orbit or they are distributed within different orbits of different radiation. This was not explained by the Rutherford's model. So we discussed about the Goldfoyle experiment, then its conclusion, atomic model, and finally the demerits of Rutherford's atomic model. I hope all the things are clear to you. Let me end with this. Thank you.